climbing, I'm losing my grip. Storage costs rising, they'll never let me skip. Refunds I'm eating, returns pile up too. Oh, Amazon, what else will you do? I look at my dashboard, my profits erased. My margins are gone, it's a slap in the face. Prime Day's a promise, but it's such a race. How much will I make if I'm replaced? It's a cruel, cruel number. Fees keep climbing, profits torn asunder. Oh, it's cruel, the sellers wonder how to survive when the margins go under. It's a cruel, cruel number. Every month it's something new to plunder. Oh, it's cruel, it's no wonder we're stuck in this game. The algorithm's thunder.
Yo, Amazon's back, and they got a new scheme. Reimbursement slashed, it's every seller's dream. They're digging deep, taking more from the pot. Let's break it all down, expose what they got. March 25, it's a policy drop. They say manufacturing costs, but we know it's a flop. Give us your cogs, they're demanding the price. But if you don't, they'll estimate nice. Nice for them, not for you. Watch a payout shrink. That comprehensive evil is a corporate wing. Lost in the warehouse, damaged on the floor. Now they pay you pennies, not a cent more. Fees on the rise, profits on the run. They don't lift a finger, but they pocket the fun. We're fair! They shout while they cut our shares. Amazon math, man, it's full of errors. Fees, taking our dough. They're stacking the deck, and it's sellers who owe. Reimbursement? Nah, they're taking us down, but we're still here, we don't mess around. Fees, straight to the top. Amazon's game, it'll never stop. Margins tight, but we keep the grind. Sellers unite, we're one of a kind.
I try to sell my product on Amazon, thought it'd be a breeze. But little did I know I'd be stuck with seller support disease. They never seem to solve my problems, just give me the run around. I'm tired of waiting on hold. My patience is wearing thin, I'll never be found. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck. Can't get no satisfaction. I'm out of luck, out of luck, out of luck. You don't care about my business, just trying to make a buck. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck.
This one's for the sellers on the grind, getting left on red, wasting all their time. I hit up support, got an auto reply. Thanks for your patience, man, I wanna cry. Inventory lost, my margins are toast. Reps playing tag like the Casper the Ghost. They pass me around, it's a never-ending game. Nobody takes action, everybody shifts blame. My ASINs down, I'm out of the race. They say they'll escalate, yo, what a disgrace. Amazon seller support, you're breaking my heart. No answers, no fixes, just tearing me apart. Hours in the queue, stuck in the dark. Amazon seller support, you're missing the mark.
Amazon game plan, that is the key. Seller central dashboard, that's where I be. Analyze the funnel, see what we lack, then we optimize. Sellers know it's a fact. I get it popping, you know that it's lit. Climbing the rankings, ain't no room to quit. I check the data, they notice the stats. I keep the method, that's how you adapt. Metrics are showing, you know it's our cap. Amazon sellers, it's time to react. I'm about that action, I do this with passion. I got them like, whoa, what is this? Huh, whoa.
I don't know, dude. I think everybody's just buying stuff based on reviews and badges or whatever. They don't even know who we are. These customers don't even know the name of my brand. But they keep clicking add to cart like it's part of the plan. They see that Amazon badge and think it's all grand. But yo, they don't even know the name of my brand.
Click, scroll, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live, let's sell a day. Now listen up, I'm Steven Pope, Amazon guru, I'll help you cope. Step 1, get that that trademark stamped. Without brand registry, your Amazon cramped. Head to Seller Central, log in quick. Manage stores tab, yeah, that's the trick. Upload your logo, flex that style. You're about to make Jeff Bezos smile. Where pick a template, marquee or grid. Drop your tiles like a branding whiz. Hero image, big and bold. This store's gonna glitter like digital gold. Flex, grow, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live, let's sell today. Yo. In the trenches of the Amazon game, trying to survive while it's driving me insane. Nobody warns you, they just claim it's passive income. Nah, it's pain. I'm sitting at a birthday, laughing, chilling, next to a newbie Amazon seller spilling. She's like, Prime so smooth, it's a killer. Then tried to sell, now she's stuck in a thriller. Finding products, yeah, that's the first grind. Scrolling Alibaba, losing my mind. Sample suck, manufacturers decline. I'm like, dang, how's anyone doing this fine? Ship it in, pay for the bubble wrap, but they ship glass bottles in padded crap. Now I got hot sauce leaks, refund stacked, customers pissed. Man, I'm under attack. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat. Trademark wars, brand registry's a scam. They banned my brand, now I'm in a jam. Listings yanked, products ranked and tanked. Lost dogs in the catalog, my account shanked. Now let's talk ads, it's a rabbit hole. 1,000 hours deep, man, it's taking my soul. Weekly negations, bulk sheets for control. Excel's my new weapon, but it's taking its toll. SEO's no joke, keywords in the game. Alt text, A+ content, playing insane. Lifestyle shots, avatars for fame, but the CTR's low. All products look the same. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, from SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat.
Let's go to Mac School. To Mac School. Class is now in session with Professor Pope.
They got the SOP, cause Professor Pope wrote the recipe. Helping Amazon sellers grow sales exponentially. Amazon's a jungle, but we map the strategy. Brand strategist playbook, it's a guide to victory. Troubleshooting catalogs, you know we got the answer key. Boosting all your rankings, turning sales into a legacy. SOB so deep, you think we studied at Mac School. Every step we follow leads to growth, yeah, it's a golden rule. Stuck on keywords, we'll find the ones that work the best. Using Helium-10, strike distance keywords pass the test. Incremental indexing ensures the listing set to rise. From the back end to the bullets, optimization hits the skies. Brand store creation, yeah, we make it shine and flow. A+ content design makes conversions overflow. Need your images on point, best practices in the plan. Alt text and photo rules ensure your visuals command. SEO meets PPC, it's balanced, every step aligned. We'll construct the MKLs that drive rankings over time. Budget caps and bid adjustments, no more wasted spending. Segmentation builds campaigns that sellers can defend. Got a hijacker, no problem, we'll file to take them down. Review requests in action, 5-star ratings come around. Flat file updates, market share reports, it's all in reach. Professor Pope wrote the SOP so sellers learn and teach.
Meanwhile, my Amazon guys on the case, fixing up my problems at lightning pace. Ticket escalations, Mag's the boss. Even Amazon says we'll take the loss. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. They're supposed to be the pros, but they can't decode policies and tools from their own damn road. I'm paying fees, yet they bring me stress. But Mag turns my chaos into pure success. Seller support reps, they throwing shade, but then admit, yo, Mag will get you paid. Third-party agency taking the throne while Amazon fumbles in their own damn zone. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. So here's the truth, let's keep it real. Mag's the team with the pro-level skill. Amazon sellers, you know the vibe when support says call Mag. They'll give you peace of mind. Amazon seller support, you can suck my image stack. Sucking is all you're good at anyway. Bezos, hit me up if you want to sell seller support. I'm buying. There's a chase. Peace.
Hello and welcome to the My Amazon Guy Friday live Q&A. My name is Noah Wickham. I'm sales director here at My Amazon Guy, and I'm here to bring you all of the information you possibly could want with all of your questions, and I will answer them. So without further ado, if you have a question, throw it in the chat now. I see a couple people in the chat already. We will get to the questions. If there are no questions, we'll wrap it up, I suppose. It is summertime, so I don't expect this to be the largest showing we've ever had, I suppose. So let's start off here. Abdullah, after SPP registration services approved, please show me how we get client access through SPP. Please give me a live example. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So there is one specific thing you have to do here. So and let me share my screen here for SPP. All right. So the client on the client side, so this is actually an account I have access to through SPP. On the client side, they will have to go up here. They'll have to go user permissions. They'll have three things. They'll either have the ability to add a new user, they'll be able to add a software provider, or they'll be able to add an authorized partner. So they need to add the email that you registered SPP through. So for us, we just have a standard admin email for our SPP registration, but they will have to add that. So essentially, it will also pop up with a little code that essentially you have to, on the SPP side, utilize, and they have to put the code in and use a link to actually add you from the SPP. So after that, you'll be able to accept on the SPP side. You'll be able to list out all of the user permissions as well for individual users you are granting access to on the platform, basically. So hopefully that kind of clears it up. Abdullah, if you want as well, we currently have an SPP SOP that I can shoot over to you. We're getting the link ready for that, that you can pick up for yourself, and it answers all sorts of questions like that. I have a product with 3 variations. I'm pushing the rank on main variation, which is lowest price. But if a buyer comes on product detail page through a keyword and buys another variation, did it affect rank of main variation? Yeah, so it can. So one of the major things to kind of understand about, I guess, ranking in general, especially when you have a parentage, is that parentage ranking is what truly matters at the end of the day. So your parentage ranking is going to affect essentially how all of them show up. So if a variation is attached to a very high ranking main hero product, then it technically has that same rank until you detach it from that. Now, if you're talking about specifically the ASIN and for each one, so each one has its own SKU ASIN, then technically no. If you unparent them, those don't attribute to each other anymore. But when they are parented, they do attribute. So I think that clears up your question at the very least. All right. Currently learning tools like Helium 10 and Amazon's ad console, and I plan to start applying for internships and freelance projects soon. If you don't mind, I'd be grateful for any advice from you. Yeah, so my best advice, if you are planning on getting into the area of Amazon, trying to learn more about internships, trying to learn more about Amazon, the easiest thing you can possibly do in the world is just get started on your own platform. Like if you can and you have the ability, just open up your own seller central. You can do an individual account. You don't have to do a professional account, just to start to understand Amazon's backend a bit more, understand how to navigate. The second you know how to navigate and you know how to find things, it makes Amazon as a whole just so much easier. There's so many tiny little intricacies. I mean, we can share screen again here. If we're just looking at Amazon, there's so many tiny intricacies. I mean, each one of these has 5 to 10 different things you can click on. A lot of people, for instance, don't know how to find things. They don't know, for instance, that like fulfillment reports exist, where you can just find all of these different reports and like what they do, what they show, and all of this. So that's a question I get asked all the time, is exactly that, of like, oh, how do I find the data for X, Y, or Z? And it's like, oh, well, you go to this report. So just that's the best advice I give to anyone who's looking to get started. Figure out, a way in which you can get access to an account. Just start playing around. Just start trying to learn Amazon's backend and where to find things, and it will help you so much in your endeavors. Serie A Legends. Hi, Noah. Amazon changed. Oh, my phone thinks that I'm talking to Siri. Amazon changed my product category. I've since had it restored 3 weeks ago. However, my PPC is not converting as before. Some of the previous campaigns, which were performing, are now getting no sales. I chased Amazon. They have since reset the ASIN today. Will this help to restore sales? What do you do? What do you advise to do? I don't know why I just went full dyslexic there. What do you advise to do to help gain momentum? I'd appreciate all advice. Yeah. So especially in situations like this, one of the things that I typically see is that people don't realize while their campaigns were running in the other category, they were changing out search terms, and they were probably also adding things like negations in. So it's one of the first areas I would check is just check your search terms and your negative targeting on your campaigns. Make sure you didn't add anything during that period, and so they can actually still get some room. Now, another big thing is that you may be in a category that at the moment, Amazon doesn't really see you as in that category. And for all you know, it could be a more competitive one. Create a couple of new campaigns that are category specific targeting and ASIN specific targeting within that new category that you got. Try and see if you get anything off of those, and that will help you understand whether or not your product has anything like a hidden suppression. You can also throw the ASIN into the search bar as well to see if your product is hidden suppressed. But a lot of times with these category changes, it can just be a situation where you have to do a delete and relist of the product to get everything moving again. We want knowledge. I have questions about day parting. If my niche is that type in which buyer hold the product and they buy them on other time, so when we launch the day parting, so how we manage that situation. So you're talking about people like to add the product to the cart. They're not going to purchase it right off the bat. A couple of different things we can do here. So essentially the primary thing that we can be looking at doing if somebody is add to cart is we can always entice with, brand cart abandoner type campaigns, right? So you can do that from a promotion, from a coupon standpoint, brand tailored promotion, I should say. But the bigger thing here that it sounds like is you're essentially saying that how do we influence this with day parting? Well, you can't really. So people are going to, the advertising side is going to always still have that click, right? So if somebody adds the product to the cart one time and then purchases another time, you can't really control that, right? And you're probably asking, hey, what do we do with the day parting if we don't actually see when we're getting sales through? You still should see when you're getting clicks through is the big thing. And there is still attribution on that campaign. So if somebody actually does check out from the clicks that you are getting, that still is attributed to the click directly. So as long as it's within either a 7 or a 30-day window for the attribution, you still get the order showing up there. So you can still make all the same exact decision making when we look at like when we should be day parting any type of product. Can you suggest me a typical career path for someone starting as a PPC analyst? Yeah, typical career path. One of two things you're going to want to do first and foremost. Number one, you could start your journey off at an agency like ours. We do stuff where we hire people with no experience whatsoever. We call them interns, paid interns, and we teach everything they need to know. And then a lot of people, once they feel like they're really just experts within the field and whatnot, they'll go off and go work for a private brand or anything like that, right? So that's option number one. That's always a good option. There's a lot of recruiting agencies around PPC as well and programs. You're going to have a really hard time getting a PPC analyst type job with no experience with like an actual brand. But a lot of agencies will hire people with no experience to teach them. Ours is one of them. There's a couple other ones that do it. Those are going to be your easiest methods. And then secondarily that, you really want to go down the rabbit hole, you could technically start yourself, start learning, take all the courses, do everything correctly, offer your services as like a freelance type thing for really small brands for really cheap, just to get some real world practice in there, and that should be another viable path for you. What real world tools should we learn besides Helium 10 to make an advantage to get selected earlier in the job opportunity in Amazon PPC working company? Helium 10 is a great one. Understanding Amazon, just its entire console, advertising console, is probably the biggest thing. You should also just understand a lot of different terms. You should know what ROAS is, tacos is, ACOS is, click-through rate, conversion rate. Understand averages of what those should be. So things we consider a 0.5% a good click-through rate, consider a 15% a good conversion rate, right? So these are a type of things that I would slowly just accustom yourself with anytime you're trying to get some more information, or I guess not get more information, but get a job within this realm. Let's see. In launch phase, when we create budgeting for campaigns, you suggest me we use the keyword of Helium 10 or SQP brand analytics. Yeah, I would. You can, but you can also just, when you're figuring out how much something's going to cost, you can just throw it into Amazon's ad console as well, which will tell you suggested bidding. What real world tools? Oh, yeah, I already answered this one. Can you recommend real-time projects or case studies to gain practical experience before getting a job with real clients? Not really. I don't have any. Again, the biggest thing is just offer freelance services for really, really cheap for small brands. And, let them know, you can even offer like a performance guarantee if you really want to. Just get some experience and just get in there. I start my Amazon agency. Is this possible to scale the agency in 2025? Absolutely. A little bit crowded market comparatively to, 5 years ago, but absolutely you can still start an agency in this day and age. Already answered that one. We are creating a new entity in EU for tax savings. Can you tell me if I need a new account, or is there a way within Amazon to still operate the EU under the same account? Yeah. So when you are looking at starting in the EU, if we come back on over here, you're going to want to come up here. You are going to want to go to your inventory, and you're going to want to sell globally. So under the sell globally section, you're going to have region view, store view, and then you're going to have all of the different regions. And you're going to click on which one of the regions you want to sell within. And then you want to essentially open up the store for that region. So they make it super simple. This is what I would go through, because otherwise, if you start your own account, you're going to have to do an account merge at some point in time. It's going to be a pain in the butt. You can't have the same ASINs. It's a whole thing. Hey, is it normal for Amazon A+ content uploads to be slightly less resolution than the original files? Listing photos look great, but the A+ upload images look slightly less crisp. Sometimes I find this happens most of the time when the file has something wrong with it, the file type. So I would check your file type, try a new file type. There's times where Amazon it doesn't work with specific file types. I don't know why, outside of the fact that they have a skeleton backend that, or I guess a spaghetti backend. So that's what I'm looking for. There's something going on with my nose right now. I was kind of sick earlier this week, so I'm still under the weather slightly. You guys probably can hear it in my voice and my nose, but either way, cool. So yeah, the big part is I would just try a different file type, and then I would go through and make sure you have the exact resolution you need for the product. If you're really still having a problem with it, double check to make sure that you're uploading it in the correct format as well. Let's see. Here we go. I just want your recommendations for ungating on Amazon. And these days they are rejecting invoices of the authorized suppliers as well. For ungating on Amazon, I don't have recommendations. Amazon gating in general is dying, but then also the ungating, you just have to have a manufacturer invoice. And if you don't have one, you have to have a registered on Amazon distributor of that manufacturer and their invoice. That's all there is to it. There's nothing else around it. Authorized suppliers have to be registered with Amazon, show they're an authorized supplier of the direct manufacturer. That's the biggest thing at the end of the day. It's not some magic bullet or anything that you can do. How to join the MAG internship and what is the most important things before I learn? Yeah, you can head on over to myamazonguy.com/intern. And I think that's the link at the very least. There we go. Internships. myamazonguy.com/internships. We have internships for all sorts of, different things. You don't necessarily have to learn anything beforehand. We, like I said, will offer internships to anyone we want. Anyone who, I should say, passes. Which key factors convince a client to get projects as a fresher? You're saying like essentially what key factors are going to get somebody. Pricing is always going to be number one factor. Two, just convince them that you know what you're talking about, right? So make sure you do know what you're talking about. Don't go into any type of project without knowing what you're talking about. And it should be as simple as that. Seriously, what's going on with my nose? It's like very, very itchy for some reason. I don't know why. How can I structure my learning path between Amazon PPC, Amazon FBA, and Amazon Campaign Experts? One, a lot of YouTube. We have 2,500 videos going over all of this. Two, open up courses. So go to like Mag School and just do our courses. That would be the best way because we have courses about all three of those things and how to do them: catalog management, PPC, SEO, everything. There's not like a structured learning path at the end of the day that you need. It's choose something, start doing it, right? I mean, that's literally all it is to it. It's just start doing it. That's your best bet. How does PPC work when you have multiple SKUs? Design-based niche. Any right way to go about it? Yeah. So what I typically am going to do if you have multiple SKUs, first and foremost, you want to have no more than 5 targets that you're going after within your advertising for any one campaign, I should say. However, that being said, what you're going to do is you're going to add typically if they are similar. So if it's a parentage, right, you're going to add all of them into one campaign. One of those products is going to be your hero products. You can remove the other products after that, keep that product within that campaign, double down, put the other products into a new campaign, rinse and repeat. That's the easiest way to make sure that you have campaigns that are actually effective and working the way that you actually want them to. Give me 1 second here. Here we go. All right. What's the latest strategy for ranking organically on Amazon now that A+ content doesn't index keywords? Wrong. A+ content still does index keywords. I don't know where you heard that. I think what you're talking about is that you can't have things like alt text on your A+ content. A+ content still absolutely indexes keywords. I think secondarily, you could be talking about design-based A+ content. So like premium A+ content that doesn't have any keywords, in which case, yeah, that's never going to index, but A+ in itself still will index. The number one strategy for ranking organically, though, is always going to be the exact same. It's just sales. Organic sales are the number one factor for organic ranking at the end of the day. So increasing sales is top priority. Now, if you want to look at specific keywords, yeah, you can still throw specific keywords into your search terms. You can still throw those into your bullet points as well. You can throw that into your description, your alt text on your brand story. All of those are still areas in which you can index where you can start ranking for keywords. Jeff, what's the criteria and average time needed for Amazon to upgrade a new account / new brand to professional account status? It's fairly instant. So whenever you start a new account, you either start it as an individual account or you start it as a professional account and you're paying monthly for it, right? So when you create that new account, if you're wanting to upgrade your account to professional, you can just do that yourself. You don't have to wait for Amazon on that, unless you're talking about specifically like getting because when you switch over to professional, a lot of times you have to have your LLC set up. And so if you're talking about having that approved, usually that approval shouldn't take more than 7 days, realistically, for them to check everything once you've uploaded all the correct documentation. But from like the actual account upgrade to professional, that should be fairly instantaneous. Jim Brown. I have a question. I'm not sure how to ask. While using a color/size variation, how do I tell it if I want an image to select or a drop-down list? I would like the size to be a drop-down choice and color. I don't have second message. That's okay. So you're probably talking about the aspect of like variations, right? So the primary thing, it comes down to how many variations you have. That's the only thing. So Amazon doesn't offer a drop down until you go past a certain amount of variation. So you can't actually do a drop down without having a, I think, what is the exact for Amazon drop down? I want to say it's like 30, but I could be wrong there. Amazon drop down variation. Let's see. 35. But it's dependent on category too. Okay. So either way, I was close enough. Point being is that you have to have that many to get the drop down. Now, if you already have the drop down, you can essentially just keep that drop down, but you can't just switch between the two of them. It just, again, is going to be based on count for that variation. Let's see. What's the latest strategy for ranking organically on Amazon now that A+? Oh, I already answered this. Still indexes. Show me where it doesn't. But we cannot put even a generic ticket that encourages the reviews as thanks for buying. I feel like I'm missing the first part of this question. Maybe I'm not. Thanks for buying. If you have 30 seconds, leave your honest review. Can we only rely on Helium 10 follow-up or request review? I gotta be honest, I don't like review request software at this point in time. I don't like asking for reviews in follow-ups or anything. I just want to stay away from reviews in general. Just offer. There are two things that are going to help you when it comes to getting more reviews right now. Number one, more sales, right? Average review rate is between 1% and 3%. 3% being really good. So more sales. Number two, offer a great customer experience. Have a great product, have great product packaging, have a great product insert card or anything along those lines. That is going to be the best way to get reviews. I don't trust it. Amazon is willing to just ban people for review manipulation for the smallest infractions right now. And so honestly, I just don't even like talking about reviews. I just don't find it worth the risk, like the reward risk ratio. Cause even asking on like a product insert, like say, just saying, hey, can you leave your honest review? Right. Even that toes the line, right? You can add a QR code maybe that takes them to the review, but it toes the line. I just don't even want to test it in any way. How long does it typically take for Amazon to process inventory received to their fulfillment center so that the listing goes live? Depends. It really depends on a few factors. Number one, biggest one, what fulfillment center? Because all the Amazon fulfillment centers are not created equally. There are a couple of fulfillment centers that are fantastic. Everyone loves them. You can't choose your fulfillment center, unfortunately. But there are a lot that just suck and are just very, very slow. Now, that's number one. Number two, what time of year is it? So something, if you ask me like late Q3, early Q4, or through Q4, I'll tell you 90 days minimum. If you ask me, I don't know, very beginning of the year, I'm going to typically say, I don't know, 2 weeks, right? If you ask me right now, prior to Prime Day, probably closer to 30 days minimum. It depends, right? Timing of the year depends. Fulfillment center depends. But typically I tell people 30 or 45 days is going to be kind of the sweet spot area for majority of the time. Now it can be as fast as 7 days I have seen, but 30 or 45 is pretty typical. How can we increase the sales even if we are spending a good amount, but the sales are consistent for more than 3 months, cutting the extra spend weekly? So two things. One, find new keywords to go after. So if you are, the thing you shouldn't focus on cutting spend unless it is wasted spend, right? You should focus on increasing tacos or decreasing tacos. So get more organic sales. So it might be an SEO issue. Try and look and see how much you're actually ranking for from an SEO standpoint. Double down on some of your top keywords, the search volume wise, that you want to try and rank higher for, so that you can start getting more organic sales, and then pull back from those. And then finally, the other aspect of that is just find new long tail to go after to increase along the way. You don't have to have everything be super high search volume, super high relevancy all the time, and just spend advertising dollars. Client send me link authorized partner. I accept it, and client gave me access, which I need an SPP show me an user client account name, but the issue is where is login client account access like previous. Oh no, you just log into Seller Central. So under the SPP, Abdullah, you'll have the access to give specific permissions, right, to the user accounts and users under your SPP. They still have to have a Seller Central account. So under each individual user, they have to make sure that they have a Seller Central login, and usually they can use the SPP one, whatever they used for that, because they should have, when they set up their SPP account, they should have created an Amazon account in general. But if they log in under Seller Central, then you can just go through and do everything like you normally would. You should have access to the accounts that are assigned to you, so on and so forth. If Mag gives me internship about Amazon PPC, so directly what my work, you will be working directly on client accounts. You'll have typically as an intern, 1 to 2 PPC managers over top you, or PPC specialists who are essentially managing you, teaching you along the way, and you will work directly on accounts, get firsthand experience. What's your take on Amazon's new demand side platform for smaller brands? Not new in the slightest, Mike. DSP has been around for years, actually. We offer it as a service, in fact, and have for, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years now, I would say. I love DSP. Typically speaking, if you have less than $10,000 that you can put directly towards DSP, don't worry about it. Don't use it. It's not going to be worth your time. I love DSP because it's not just for Amazon brands. It's for everyone. It is programmatic advertising. My favorite example is that, God, what is the name of that airline? There's a specific airline. It's the one that Richard Branson owns or whatever. Virgin Airlines. Virgin Airlines, they use Amazon DSP. Fun fact, for a lot of their advertising campaigns. But yeah, we have a link right there. Amazon DSP. We've been doing it for a long time. We do it internal. We have a couple of DSP managers. They're fantastic. They're constantly doing audits and all sorts of stuff, and even to be very proactive as well. So if you're interested in DSP, Mike, feel free to reach out to us. How to fix customer product review policies violation. Not a great way to go about it. Gotta be honest, review violations. If you're just getting a lot of bad customer reviews, you just have to kind of get more sales. That's kind of all it is to counteract, because unfortunately, Amazon doesn't really ever remove reviews. You can submit seller support tickets on this if you see specific reviews that are against Amazon policy, to report those reviews to hopefully get them removed. But Amazon just realistically does not really remove reviews hardly ever. I gotta be honest. How selling design-based products on a premium $50 versus $90 to $120 work. I see some competitors selling products at a higher price, although they are not ranked. They are not ranked pretty well. 7th to 8th organic, and weak strength on Data Dive tool. They do sometimes have a higher revenue than the top organically ranked one. Okay, so biggest thing here is that having higher revenue doesn't specifically mean you're going to be ranked higher, right? It's unit count, it's a review count, it is also 180-day sales average based, right? So the biggest thing is just keeping that up. So $50 versus $90. Yeah, so the $90 to $120, that's part of it, right? You're of course going to have a higher revenue because you can sell 1 unit for every 2 they do. It's one of the things that makes it's so hard to fight against like Chinese sellers who are selling products for, half the price that you are, because they're just going to sell so many more units. So of course they're going to look just better, get Amazon Choice Badge, so on and so forth. So biggest thing I would really focus on here is one, take a look at those top competitors, see what current SEO that they have that they are high ranking on that you are not high ranking on. There are probably specific keywords with high search volume that they are getting a lot of organic sales volume from, which is just going to help them, right? The biggest thing is just continuously pushing units over just a revenue figure. Do you burn extra margin on PPC? Have 100 to 150% A costs, way higher tacos? Yeah, so that's a problem. No. Tacos is always going to be my number one identifier at the end of the day. Now, does that mean you should go negative on PPC if your tacos is constantly staying stagnant? No, absolutely not. But we do have clients. We have some clients, they sell supplements and such, and they have 100%, 200% margins, and so they're very consistently like, yeah, we can sit at 90% A cost all day long as our tacos doesn't move at all. And so we do, right? Because it just means growth at the end of the day. And they're using ads to grow the products organically rather than just have it be a dollar in, dollar out. This is going to be the episode of Noah just itching his nose. I seriously don't know what's going on here, but either way. Okay. Client sent me. Okay, I think I already answered this one. What resources do you recommend to someone who is interested in learning Amazon PPC? Mag School courses. We'll throw a link down here. Mag-school /courses. You can just go there. We have a ton of them. PPC courses, advanced ones. Check them out. Should I launch new discovered keyword in separate campaign as exact match or same campaign? Search term found from broad auto and phrase match discovery campaign. New campaign. Throw it into a new campaign. Let it sit and see if it works. I don't understand. Please give me practical demo. I have already spent many time with SPP support. I don't know how I can give a practical demo. So, I mean, for reference, let me share the screen. This is an account that I am on through SPP. I log into this account by, and I'll type it here, sellercentral.amazon.com. You have to log into sellercentral.amazon.com with the user account that your SPP admin account has given access to. So this is not the SPP admin. This is a separate user account, my own personal one that I have access to accounts under. And I log into this under Seller Central, and then I pick a account like I normally would. I hope that kind of clears out for you. Give me a suggestion where we use the dynamic up and down bidding strategy. What strategy for them? Because we know, I don't know what the next part of that is. Because we know. I don't like up down. Simple as that. I prefer down only. Down only, I gotta be honest, it's just better for majority of times. The only time I really use up and down bidding is if I really want to test something out and I don't want to, I don't really care too much about what I'm doing with the keyword, right? So if it's just a new keyword that is going to be a low cost keyword regardless, I don't care and I just want to win it, I'll do up down. But realistically, I'm pretty much a down bidding only type person. Gives you far more control over the keyword. Give Amazon shift toward AI generated listings and suppression of non-standard attributes. How do you future-proof SEO work that relies on creative differentiation? Okay, so the biggest thing is AI is still not perfect, right? It's not perfect. I've played a lot of time in Amazon's AI Creator Studio. And it just looks AI still, right? It looks like a 3D rendered. It looks like an AI image. Now, a lot of the images they create actually don't even meet Amazon's standard a lot of times. So they're just going to get suppressed right off the bat. But two, how do you realistically future-proof SEO? You start ranking for it, right? We're still going to have access to the title, even if they're doing a 2-part title. We're still going to have access to bullet points. We're still going to have alt text. We're still going to have search terms, right? We're still going to be able to be indexable and rankable in those capacities. I think categorical advertising is probably going to take a little bit of a rise here in the next couple of months and years. And I think that advertising that involves more design work, so video advertising, is going to be a very, very big push within the next couple of years here. Well, it already is, I should say, but I think it's going to become more and more prevalent as like the primary ways of driving traffic to listings, realistically. Oh, I have more than 15 campaigns per product, and it's hard to manage more than 30 products same time. How to convert them in 4 to 5 easy to manage campaign per product? Should I launch new campaign with profitable keyword, or should I pause some more ACOS campaign and rename and optimize existing one? Like what to look and how to reduce campaign numbers. Yeah. So first and foremost, cut wasted spend. So anything that is spending money and has not gotten a sale, turn it off immediately. That's just number one. Now, number two, 15 campaigns per product. I get it. The big thing at the end of the day is focus on campaigns that actually matter. Now, your campaigns, if you're just creating campaigns and they are hitting, let's say, I don't know, a decent ACOS, 20% ACOS or something, and they're generating sales. If you have a bunch of campaigns, they're only generating, $100 in sales, $50 in sales here and there. Those are not campaigns you need to optimize. You also don't need to optimize campaigns every single day. So focus on essentially getting down to a reasonable number of campaigns that you're actually going to be optimizing. At some point in time, you should have campaigns that you can let run loose fairly regularly without much issue on the actual campaign. So ways to ad spend, first and foremost, cut those campaigns out. Secondarily to that, if you have any campaigns that are just kind of like getting a sale here and there, don't even worry about them. Don't consider those optimization campaigns. And then structure your entire campaign catalog based on the actual aspects that you're trying to test, right? So are you trying to test new campaigns? Are you only doing one target per campaign? Because typically speaking, I'm going to suggest 5. So on and so forth. News World. When I run PPC on variations, it just shows one variant as an ad, even if I run a different keyword for all variations as well. Yeah, there's always going to be one. There's always going to be one product within parentages that is the primary product that is shown. How to select keyword for launch phase. I narrowed down thousands to around 40 using Helium 10 filter, but how to choose out of this 40, like what to consider, CPR, bid, relevancy, competing products, etc. So relevancy is always going to be number one. Focus on relevancy above everything else. And then secondarily, what is the actual competing products, right? So just because something's extremely relevant, is it also extremely generic, right? Balloons. I might sell a balloon, but if I'm selling a balloon, I don't necessarily want to target the keyword balloons because it's so generic and there's so many competing products. It's also going to be really expensive. So typically speaking, relevancy is going to be number one. How many competing products? Check that as well. Your bid will matter. So that more so comes into what your budget looks like for the actual launch and for the products. Those are kind of the general things I'm going to look for, I should say. And then you ask as well, how to target keyword in launch phase, like 4 campaign, 1 ranking with exact, other discovery like auto or phrase match, product targeting, and sponsored brand video. Actually, you're kind of right on the money. The only thing I probably wouldn't do during a launch phase would be a sponsored brand video. Everything else is right in line with what I would do, except that you don't have anything talking about broad match in there, which I would probably do more broad match than I would exact match when I'm launching a campaign. If I offer 20% off via a 20-day promo code and 10% subscribe and save on monthly auto ship, does the customer get 30% off every month or only the first time? So if it depends. So if you're looking and you're adding that 20% off for new subscribers and 10% off on the monthly auto ship, then yes, they would be able to get that 30% off. Unless it is just the first time. So that 20% off, if it's just a promo, they would only get then. But people get the price, and the easiest way to do this, Rosina, is it will show you exactly the addition of all of your promotions there. But people get to have their product subscribe and save at the same consistent price. If the customer only receives the subscribe and save discount for subsequent months, how can I reach out to the customer and offer an additional promo code discount? You can do that through things like brand tailored promotions. You can do that through specific coupons you add on. Those are kind of the big things. But the thing is, if somebody is a subscribe and save customer, why would you, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to just entice them to stay on subscribe and save? I just wouldn't, right? If somebody's already subscribed for your subscribe and save, they're just going to keep buying until they are not any longer. And then you can retarget those people. Is there a proven way to force reindexing of suppressed backend keywords that were previously ignored due to duplication or irrelevance flags? No. Sales volume is pretty much the only way. You could try through PPC, but there's not like a force you way to do it. You just add it back in, and then you do PPC towards it and advertising, and you get sales on it. I have a virtual bundle that shows as an independent ASIN and also appears on the product detail page of the main product, but doesn't show on product detail page of the second product. How can I bring it to the second product detail page also? A virtual bundle that shows an independent ASIN also appears on the product. I'm kind of confused on what you mean. Do you mean the second product that is within the virtual bundle? And if so, it should just show up on there. It's probably because you have the virtual bundle as one primary and that's secondary, which is always going to show up on the main product versus the bundled product, so to speak. Is it possible to negate placement, like having negative number on the placement modifier, -900? Will it work? Negate placement, like having a negative number on the placement modifier. Are you saying you want to negate the placement of an ad? Like where, like it won't show up if it, I guess I'm not understanding what you're trying to say when you say negate placement. Are you saying like negate placement of the ad? Like you don't want to show up for rank 900 or anything like that within your advertising? I mean, no, I think is the answer here, but I would need a little bit of clarity there. I don't think I've ever had that question asked to me before. My brand is having USPTO word mark. Amazon is using it, but the product detail page appears in all caps in the title. How can we get brand name appearance changed to upper lower casing in the title of your product? You can just change that. So that should just be in your title. Now, if it's appearing in that section where it says brand, that sounds like you registered your brand registry with it having all caps, which means you would have to do technically a brand name change. But if it's just in the title, you can just change your title copy. I'm launching a product, but as a regular guy working 9 to 5, my budget is low for PPC, $13 a day. My launch PPC is only 3 campaigns, exact match, broad match, and auto. Keywords are high volume terms, good. The only thing I would probably say is, he says keywords are relevant, searched via Helium 10. Purpose is collect data and see what works, then double down after 4 weeks on what works. The thing I will mention here is $13 a day is very, very low. As far as a starting budget. Secondarily, high volume relevant with $13 a day budget is probably going to turn into next to nothing being spent and you just getting dominated by other people. I would probably, if you have that low of budget, start at a very long tail basis for the keywords you're targeting. I would not go after high search volume as like your starter. You're not going to work out well with that kind of low budget. What to choose between sponsor brand videos versus sponsor brand headline video, or should I run both campaign? I tried both and doesn't seem much different. One to product detail page, another to store. I would probably do just sponsor brand video, and I would just do a top of search placement for it. That's how I like it, at least. If we set up ads, then in how many days the high sales can be expected? Depends. I should just call this the Amazon AMA Depends show. except that I feel like I might get sued by the brand. Depends. But anyways, it does. It depends. Are you optimizing your ads? Amazon PPC and ads are not something you just like turn on and all of a sudden it's like a money funnel or something like that. It's a very competitive landscape where you have to constantly be optimizing. You have to constantly be looking for new search terms, new keywords. You have to create new campaigns all the time. It's not like hey, I turned this on and now I get high sales. How do you get out of the situation where your rating is dropped below 4 stars due to several reviews that violate Amazon's policy, which almost all got my sales blocked? If in order to get more positive reviews, I need to sell more. You do a product relaunch. It's not the answer you want to hear, Ricardo, but it's the answer that is correct. You do a product relaunch. If you are at anything below a 3.7 stars, the likelihood of you reviving that product is so minuscule. It's not even worth the effort. I would get new UPC codes. I would create a new ASIN of the product, and I would do a relaunch of the product. How to do a product evaluation. What's the best practice if I find a high selling, low competition? What needs to be in consideration for selecting a product design and its functions? I'm not the best person when it comes to product choice. I really just am not. I probably have had more products that have failed than ones that have succeeded. Actually, I know I have in that matter. It's about the ones that do succeed that truly matters, though. So that being said, some of the just light things I would always touch on whenever I was looking at products: how many sellers are or competitors, I should say, are in the category. Is a really, really big one. How easy is it to get the product inventory in? So is this a very technical manufacturing process where it's going to take 2 months once you put an order in just for the product to be shipped from the manufacturer? Or is this a product that you can realistically put an order in and then have it go out the same week, right? These are things to take into consideration you might not think about when you're just initially looking at certain products. What should be pricing strategy for launch? I check mag 50% off, then every week increased by 10%. So by week 6, 7 target price, but doesn't apply to all like supplements, competition, and less margin. Supplements actually, I would say, is like the #1 category to do this in because supplements is exceptionally competitive and usually has insanely good margins comparatively to other products and categories. Now, that being said, that's the general launch, right? That's the general launch pricing strategy. 50% is a benchmark. If you can't do 50%, do 25 and raise by 5% every week. If you can't do 25, why are you selling the product? Because 25 should be like a bare minimum max discount that you should be able to offer on products at any given time. So can I run the bundle ASIN as an ad targeting the secondary product? Yes. No, you can't. You can't do that for bundles. What's your opinion on Amazon audience bid by placement? Should I use audience built by Amazon or top of search, rest of search, and product page bid? I don't like Amazon's audience bidding just yet. I'm indifferent, I should say. Actually, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that I haven't seen all that much that's been good with it, to be honest. I think that there's still room for growth with it. I think that there's still area that Amazon could probably do better on it. I still am probably going to push for top of search, rest of search more often, but the audience targeting is kind of a nice feature, I will say, when you're trying out new things. But I would make the campaign specific towards those audience targeting. What's Amazon's long-term play with buy with Prime? It's just that. I mean, it's just buy with Prime. I'm not Amazon. I don't know. I would assume it's just to stay and keep buy with Prime and keep direct consumer businesses using Amazon in some capacity. How to move keyword from discovery campaign to new campaign, like broad to exact match when find profitable. Does the new campaign will go in learning phase? Also, should I pause keyword in old campaign? How to oh, I am trying to read these guys, I promise. We actually are probably going to bounce out here in the next 5-10 minutes anyhow. But anyways, exact profit, find profitable. Okay. Yes, new campaign will go into learning phase. Should you pause the old keyword in the old campaign? No, not if it's a different match type. If it's different match type, then just keep it running. But if it's a new campaign entirely, the new campaign, yes, it's kind of a learning phase, so to speak. Have you guys seen issues with new accounts getting category gated in supplements? No. I mean, new accounts in general are going to get gated in consumables fairly often. So anything that is a consumable product for people, yeah, it's going to get gated fairly often. So that is something just to kind of keep in mind. Any solution? No, because you're a new seller and Amazon doesn't want you to. Let's see. The Spanish translation of my listing in the US isn't great. Is there a way to update this myself, or do I need seller support? How are you translating it? In the US isn't great. Are you saying the Spanish translation in the US isn't great? I mean, no. So Amazon does the translation on their end. There's not a way for you in the US to change it. If what you're talking about is going on Amazon.com and changing the language to a new language, no, there's not a way for you to do that. The only real thing you could do technically is you could potentially set up a North American remote fulfillment shipping to Mexico, set up the listings there, and it will allow you to technically change the copy there, which might reflect over to the US. That would be my best guess and estimate, but it kind of depends on what it looks like. And that looks like the last question. Are there any other questions before we hop off here, guys? You know, I got a couple of minutes left. I can answer a couple more if you guys have them. Otherwise, we'll do an early little wrap today, early little summer wrap, which is also fine by me. But I will go once, go twice. How to bold your bullet points. You have to use just a software. So technically speaking, bullet points allow you on Amazon, you can upload them with HTML and headings. Yeah, so you can upload your bullet points with HTML, which allow you to essentially do bold in some capacity. So if you upload them with the whole HTML bold thing, it'll show as bold. Best strategy to divide advertising budget between campaign and launch. There isn't really a strategy. Look at where essentially your top high relevancy keywords are going to be at. Launch every single campaign with between a $20 and $50 daily budget. Give it enough room to kind of grow depending on what your total budget is, and run from there. You can always increase and decrease budget if you need to. Is finding long tail keywords the same process in Helium via Magnet Cerebro? Yeah, if you actually look up on our YouTube channel, My Amazon Guy YouTube channel, which you are on right now, I suppose, if you look for a video on that, and you just type in keywords, you should actually find one from me that I put out a couple of weeks ago going over that exact process. So that is all the questions. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up there. It's a quick one today, not a very long one, not a ton of questions, but figure we still hop in here. If you guys don't know who we are My Amazon Guy. We're a full service Amazon agency. That means we do everything end to end on Amazon. If you want to check us out, the link is right there. Scrolling on past me here. myamazonguy.com. Check us out. We help out with pretty much any possible issue you could possibly have on Amazon. It's very little we won't do. And if you really want to test that out, go check out our coaching call page and schedule a call with one of our coaches, myself included, on that page. So hope everyone has a great weekend and great week ahead, and we will see you all next week.